Hi, everyone. So before we get started, I want to take notes of attendance. I have a list in front of me. Uh, let's have a look. So, yeah. Okay. If you want to ask questions during the viewing, you would or you should uh, log into YouTube. Let's have a look. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Check. Okay. There's a lot of students, so I have to work hard on making sure everyone's noted. Uh, okay. Yeah. Okay. Give me a couple of minutes, please. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Huh. Yeah. 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 Okay. Let's have a look. Okay. Yeah. Good morning, all. Yeah, I'm sure not everyone has a YouTube account, but I'm fairly certain that your regular school account also counts as a Google account. So you should be at least that's what it was before it became an Exchange account. So you should be able to log in using your school account, even I think. Yeah. Okay. Uh, Thanks for mentioning your name. Uh, okay. So I can see. Okay. So make sure that you've mentioned. Yeah, you could log in with your school account. Okay, I was certain about it, so now I'm even more certain. Um, okay, so I have a lot of people watching now, and I yeah. I still miss some people. Yeah, okay, that's okay. You know, if I can see your names in Teams. Make sure you answer in Teams so I can see that your full name there. Everything should be fine, but I'm still missing a lot of people. Um, but I don't want to mention names because I'm going to upload this later on, if possible. Okay, she's there. Yeah. Okay. I can see Hollow Knight. Good taste. Very good. Uh, okay. Yeah. This video has been made possible by my vigilant Patreons. After this video, there will be a giveaway. Blah 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 blah. Hit that like, subscribe. You know the jig. Yeah, I finished Hollow Knight. Only the last expansion. I think what was it again? God. What was the one? Please help me, God. I don't remember. It was with the endurance. Yeah, Raid Shadow Legends. I don't have any commercials going on. Let me have another look because I get the feeling that I'm missing a couple of people. So, guys, yeah, Godmaster. I didn't finish Godmaster because it was too difficult, but I did finish the one with the circus and the nightmare boss and such. What was his name again? The red one, where you enter his dream and then you die basically 100 times before you finish him. Um, so guys, I'm missing a couple of people still. Yeah, you should. It's always very cheap. Um, hey, wait. So guys, I am still missing now. If I look at my list, Miss DB. Without discount, it's always about 15 euros or something. So I'm still missing DB. Yeah, I don't want to mention any names because I'm going to upload this later on. So I'm missing DB, and I'm also missing Miss R VDL. So are they here or not? I guess they are not. Okay. Okay. So guys, let's get cracking. Okay, let's get cracking. Oh, you are there. Yeah. Thanks a lot. So last one I'm missing then is Miss DB. So no Miss DB, I think. Okay. So guys, yeah. Okay, that's quite an unfortunate way to spell it, but okay. Um, she's come because she couldn't find it. Okay, fine then. So I have everyone here. Splendid. Hey guys, let's get going. Okay, everyone's here then. Should I wait for Miss D or is DB coming or not? She's coming. Okay, I'm going to wait 2 more minutes. Then, in the meantime, the people who it is aimed to should buy Hollow Knight. Yeah. Let's have a look. Okay. So to whom it concerns, have a look. You can see it's yeah. Okay, very good. So you guys, you can see this is without the discount. Okay. This is without the discount. So easy peasy. Just get it. It's worth it's worth every penny. So, people, let's get going, okay? Do you guys have everything in front of you to get writing and such? Okay, so listen up, because the whole planning has changed. I want you guys to grab your schedules and write down the homework. I'm going to do some explaining in a little bit, and then afterwards we will do some of the exercises together. Okay, so you will find most likely that what's being asked of you to do is actually quite doable, if you ask me, though. So, do you guys have your schedules in front of you? I'll write it in the chat also. All right, so This is what's being asked from the new chapter. Okay. So let's get going. This is for next week, okay? For next week. For next week. All right. So if you guys are then in the capability to follow some explanation, make some notes, okay? Let's change the screen. There we go. So have a look. You will find that the subject matter from chapter 6 is actually quite simple in its basics. But during the next couple of years, this will be a very, essential. Stop talking about Hollow Knight, okay? So you will find that this is quite essential for years 4, 5, and 6, all equal. For this occasion, I bought this wonderful little digital pen and also a board on which I can draw. So I can make the most wonderful of things. So, for example, this is what I can do. Unfortunately, they didn't have a filler pen of this, but I am a professional. Have a look. There you go. I am an artist, in fact. Guys, when you get children, you will find that you start drawing the most wonderful of things, right? So, like, wonderful. Okay, so let's get down to business. Okay, let's get down to business to defeat the Huns. Yeah. It isn't anything else. So let's get down to business. So, people, you will find the following subject is going to be part of chapter 6. A supply of, excuse me, not supply of, where's my eraser? There you are. So, not supply of, it is supply and demand. Which is yeah, probably. So this is a quite a relevant subject if you look at the whole corona outbreak at the moment, because well, you will find out. You will find out. So this basically revolves around two rules, right? When prices increase, demand drops. Oh, by the way, I will upload this on YouTube later on without the live chat, so you won't see your names online. Yeah, okay, but I like the drawing, so grant me my small pleasure. So also, when prices increase, yeah, sure, you're free to ask any questions. I'm reading what you're writing. Supply increases. Do you have a question or? Okay. Okay. Well, good question anyway. So let's make a new screen, okay? This is. I don't think this is a news for anyone. I don't think this will confuse anyone. Do you people know the translations, by the way? Probably quite useful to know the translations. I think you guys know. But demand is obviously vraag. Yeah? And supply is obviously aanbod. Dus vraag en aanbod. There we go. So these are obviously pith words, but no one is going to lie awake in his or her bed tonight trying to memorize those. So have a look. Let's use a pretty color, okay? I like this one. So no one's colorblind or anything, right? Just asking before I get started. Okay, so have a look. If you understand that these rules are probably true with regard to supply and demand, if you understand these rules are probably true, price and quantity means hoeveelheid. If you know these rules are true, then you should probably expect that when prices are very high, that quantity is very low, or the demanded quantity is quite low. So you will find that a supply curve, so this is QS for quantity of this is a mistake. Let's use Control Z. Well, just the price of goods. Just the price of goods. So there you go. This is the demand curve, okay? So when prices are high, the amount, this is then 0. When prices are very high, demand is probably 0. The next test is going to be about chapter 6, okay? And also once there's a little bit more certainty about the planning of the coming year, you will learn more, okay? But probably I'm going to drop a project at the end of the year, but no promises, okay? So people, grasp the following thing. Grasp the following thing. If prices are high, demand is most likely very low, okay? And once prices decrease, then also demand increases then. So if you understood the past rule, namely if prices increase, then supply also increases, then you will find that a line looks like so. Guys, stop the messing about, okay? I'm just going to continue talking if you don't mind. So have a look. This is the supply curve, but it's a line. This is the demand curve, but it's also a line. So two important rules, namely these, are seen here, yeah? The point is, if you let the market, because chapter 6 is all about markets, if you let markets do their thing, what happens is some sort of equilibrium is going to be found. This is what we call the equilibrium price, yeah? Equilibrium. En dat betekent evenwicht. And why is that the case? Well, quite simple. If prices are too high, so let's, for example, say, this is the price, okay? Let's, for example, say this is the price. You will find that this is the amount of demand against this price, and this is the amount of supply against this price. The distance between these two is what we call a supply surplus, een aanbodsoverschot. So then my question to you guys is, what happens when businesses have supply laying in the storages? What do? They can't sell it. What do? And then the awkward silence drops. So they lose money, probably sales. Yeah, sales. So lower the prices, they might lower the original prices. Very good. Okay, very good. You guys are clever. Yeah. So when prices are too high, prices have the tendency to drop, right? However, if prices are too low, let's for example say it's this, you will find that there's a demand surplus. Prices are very low, which means suppliers don't really want to offer this product because they're either not efficient enough or there's not enough money to be had. And what results is there's a lot of demand because prices are low. So what do businesses do when they see that their products are selling like hotcakes? So these are like hotcakes, right? Yeah. So they increase prices, right? Very good. Very good. So I think that concept is quite understandable. So that means when prices are too high, prices have the tendency to drop, and when prices are too low, they have the tendency to increase. So this is why this equilibrium price is then has a right to exist or has come to be. So equilibrium price means that's the price point where demand and supply are the same. So let's use this one for a second, okay? There you go. So that's the equilibrium price, okay? Equilibrium price is the price against which supply and demand are the same. Are the same. There you go. So what do you need to learn from this? Well, basically, you need to understand that you need to understand three things, namely, what's the relationship between price and supply, the relationship between price and demand, and how equilibrium prices are then formed. And for those of you who are uh, have their eyes, I can't save this anymore. Those of you who have excellent observational skills, you will find that there's also what's called a let's choose another color. There's also what's called QE, which is the equilibrium quantity. It's basically the quantity that's being sold and bought for the equilibrium price. So let me show you something that's quite interesting, which has to do with the coronavirus. Let me go to a new one. Okay. So you guys have seen, for example, this is the market for toilet paper. Okay. The market for TP. Yeah. So this is then the. Hey, wait. Yeah, you should have had stonks in TP, probably. Yeah. So this is the. There you go. There you go. Like so. TP. This is, for example, the market for toilet paper. And in the original situation, what happens? Well, the answer is quite simple. Equilibrium happens, okay? So this is, again, QS and QD. This is P, this is Q. What happens? Because of this whole corona outbreak, on short term, what happens is the supply line stays the same, right? And also prices stay the same. But what happens is, if this was the original line, so to say, this is the original demand line, whatever, the line moves to the right. And what does that mean? That means against, wait, let's do this properly then. There is in fact a demand surplus. Yeah, very good. So you can see now that there's a new line forming. This old one, this is QD1, so to say, and this is QD2, okay? However, because the prices have stayed the same, for example, this was the price then, this is what happens. This is the supply against the old price, which is still the going price, because this is all happening on very short term. But on short term, the demand line has shifted to the right as well, because against every price, there's more demand for toilet paper. That's how we call it. This is a, oh, wait, excuse me, a demand surplus. And because prices don't really change on short term, well, people have to find different methods to wipe their buttocks, so to say, right? So like so. Let's have it a little bit shiny. There you go. It would, but because it's happening on the short term, that's the thing. On the short term, prices are quite rigid, as it's called. You don't need to know that per se, but they don't really change too much. Yeah, in my opinion, the Telegraaf would be a very good newspaper to wipe your buttocks with. But okay. So, guys, any questions with regards to this subject now? No questions? Are we doing okay? Okay. So then let's make some exercises, okay? So I have the book in front of me. What was the QE again? QE is the yeah, sure. QE is the equilibrium quantity, yeah. And equilibrium quantity is the equilibrium quantity is the quantity that is being sold and bought, because supply and demand are the same, yeah. For the purchase sorry, equilibrium price, yeah. Does that make sense? So the prices make that supply and demand become the same. Yeah. The graphs, they are always straight. Oh, yeah. Okay, but that's okay. You will find out. No. The lines are usually straight. They're usually straight. But I'm doing this out of the freehand, so this doesn't look too great. But okay, I do what I can. Usually it's just a straight line, just to keep it simple. Yeah. There is a reason for why it is straight, but perhaps later. This is clickbait. Perhaps later. Okay. So let's grab the book, shall we? There we go. If economics has curves, yeah, they do. But that's a subject that Miss Schrijvers would know. I don't know if she's still here. Are you still here, Myra? Coincidentally. Yeah, so that's what we call indifference curves, for example. I don't know if that makes a lot of sense to you, but those are usually curved. Or, for example, if you are talking about microeconomics, if you have the view of average total costs, or average constant or variable costs. This is all year 4, by the way. Year 4 of economics. You learn this in business economics also. So guys, you have the book in front of you, hopefully already. I don't, so let's have a look. I think it's probably around page 75 or something. Let's have a look. Yeah, page 75 is where the chapter begins. So let's do some assignments together, okay? I can't uh, I can't. How do you call it? I can't show you a video of the booklet because otherwise I might get into trouble with the publisher. So I can't really screen what I'm seeing on my in my book right now. Otherwise, it would be very simple to read along. But please grab your books. Make sure you have them in front of you. Also on LWEO Plus, you can find the method if that's what you want to use. Okay. So should I wait for someone to grab their books? Let me know in the chat, please. Okay, so no responses. That's okay. That means I can get started, okay? Awkward. Yeah, I know. That's okay. I'm used to awkward. So, chapter 6, page 75, okay? Some assignments are less important than other assignments, as you might suggest. This chapter is called markets, and markets are basically you can find a couple of definitions, but some of you might see a market like let me grab my drawing program again. So if you go to a market, you might find a market stand, right, where people are selling all kinds of things. For example, Hollow Knight, and it's only 15 euros, right? So you should definitely buy it if you don't have it yet. But okay, um, this is what we call a concrete market. And concrete market doesn't necessarily mean it's made out of concrete, because concrete is also beton, as some of you might know. However, it could be made of concrete, but let's assume that it's not. Yeah, would make moving all these stalls quite difficult. I'm not going to mention anything about my relationship to Hollow Knight any further. So have a look. This is a concrete market. An abstract market is basically looks like this. You can't see it. Poof. But you know that it's happening. You know that it's happening. So, for example, if you're going to draw an abstract market, well, it could look like this. Q, P, there you go. And the equilibrium price is 15 euros, for example, if you know what I'm talking about. Yeah. So, well, let's draw this correct then, like so. Yeah. You can't see it, but you know that it's there. You know that it is happening. So let's do some of the assignments, okay? I'm getting all itchy and anxious. So assignment 6.1, guys, you guys are all very clever. Is 6.1 an important exercise? What do you think? Not at all. Nope. Okay. Keen eyes. You guys have keen eyes, yeah? So, okay. So, very good. Your eyes are working. Let's have a look. Okay. So, well, there we go. Then there's some piece of text. No, it's not. So, pupils who buy postcards are consumers, and consumers buy goods and services to meet their needs. Where have I heard this before? Something about, well, let's say, has a scarcity of means or something, scarcity of means, means being limitedly available, and people have their needs, but they need to fulfill them. But you can't do everything because you have to make, what's that word again? Choices, right? Choices. You have to make choices. And Nothing new here. So money is just a method of means, right? Everyone knows this. So name two other examples of serving providing private companies. Guys, 6.2, also not too important. Let's skip it. Yeah. So then the text says, with spring and summer drawing near, in summer, the geranium war in Alstead has broken out, just like last year's garden centers, blah, 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 blah. Then there's a word in bold. It says model. If I think of models, you could think, well, that's probably some sort of pretty lady or pretty guy or something. But another pretty example of a model could also be, well, for example, this thing, okay? Walking over that catwalk. There you go. Looking like a supermodel. Wow. So people walking over the catwalk basically means economists use models because we want to express abstract reality. But they are always flawed. They are always flawed. They never work. But it tends to they tend to have some truth involved. There's always some truth there in those models, but usually they're only they only give you a look of what reality is like. So 6.2, not so important. Okay, so let's get to the fun part. Okay, this is where the fun begins. Fun begins, if I may quote Star Wars. So 6.3. That sounds really complex. It isn't. So 6.3. In our model of the geranium market, so the model, there it is. This is the geranium market. So geraniums, they are like those pots with small flowers, right? As you might remember. So wonderful. These things look beautiful. Excellent. 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 So fill in the table in source 6.1. Use the demand equation given. So guys, if the price of a geranium is then one, oh wait, let me do something please for a second. There we go. Yeah, let's go. But so there we are. People, the equation that you will find in your book is as follows. It is QD equals minus 200p plus 100 plus 1000. Okay, that's the equation. So my question to you then is, how do we use this? Well, start filling it in, please. If the price of a geranium is 1, then the equation says, well, minus 200 times 1 plus 1000. And then obviously the answer is 800. Minus 200 times 2, etc., etc., etc. So fill this in, guys. Any questions with regards to how to read this? Okay, so no questions with regards to how to read this. Well, let me show you something splendid, okay? Let me show you something that you will most likely enjoy. So, if you can see, you can probably hear my daughter. She's going to bed. If this is the formula, you can see that there's a negative relation between price and demand. Where have I heard this before? Oh yeah, probably somewhere around here. No, this is the elephant and the kitty cat. So, oh, I think I erased it. Well, where have I heard that before? Ta-da! Well, you guys understand that there's a negative relationship, obviously, hopefully. But if I draw this supermodel again, please notice the following. And this is one of those things that makes this a little bit difficult sometimes. Probably. Yeah, they remember all things, elephants, they do. People, what did you learn at maths again? What did you guys learn at maths about the axis? This is x and this is y, right? So please tell me, which one is the variable in this model then, x and y? Which one is the variable here? It indeed is the letter x, which is the variable. However, which is the variable for this supermodel? The answer is, it is the letter P. So as you might understand by now, they are mirror images. What I'm drawing is a mirror, okay? This looks like a mirror. This is a mirror image. So there you go. So please, while you are working on this, make sure to notice that the variable is on the vertical axis as opposed to the horizontal one. So guys, the lesson is drawing to a near. Any questions you would like to ask at this moment? Because with this information, you should be able to continue on your own, I think. Nay. This is the charm of a toddler. In this example, it would be a falling graph. It is. Yeah. Do we need to? That's a very good question. So let's have a look. Okay. I think you do have to do all the other ones. Let me scroll down then. Yeah. 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 So please do up to and including 6.8. Yeah. Up to and including. Yeah. Thanks. Um, that's the thing. So any other questions then? I think that's not. I think that's all right. Okay. Well, I guess then. Oh wait. I guess that's it. See you next time, people. Have a wonderful day. Bye bye. Where is it? There it is.